Wala po, sir.
Wala. Shit. Hindi ko na magagamit yun. I-stream ko na lang regular. Ayan, streaming na in Facebook.
Ayan, sir. Ay.
I-mute mo na muna. Right.
Okay, so we are now live.
Finally.
Welcome, guys, and sorry for starting late.
Yep.
Their scheduled time is 10:30 a.m. So we are now streaming.
Yes, we are. And this is the very first episode for our new show format, which is Real Talk with Popsicle Games. And this time we'll be not playing games, but talking mostly about games, I would say. Playing and maybe on how to make games. But yeah, let me introduce the people today here. We have Christine, of course, and Jed, one of our co-founders, and of course me, James. Hi. And so yeah, today we'll be talking about, since we make games for a living, and of course we're gamers as well. It's evident that we play Street Fighter and other games a lot.
Yes.
So we'd like to talk about on how we appreciate games more. more that than now that we're making.
Since you've been exposed to the process.
Exactly. So I think it's a nice topic to talk about since as game developers, we sometimes forget that we're also gamers at heart. So I guess this is a nice window to our souls and how as gamers and game developers we appreciate games. Okay, so let's get going. So, maybe Jed, I would ask you, how long have we been in the industry together?
How long?
Yes.
When did we start?
When did we really start?
Has it been 4 years?
4 years
So
already?
way back before Popsicle Games started, you're already in the industry.
Well, we did try making some games.
Yeah.
Yeah, before Popsicle Games, but we really had no idea what we were doing back then.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say well, Popsicle Games. As Popsicle Games, we've been around for 2 years. I would say, and I think that's a better starting point for us as game developers.
Yeah, that's a bit since it's Thursday, Throwback Thursday.
Yeah, sure.
Throwback Thursday.
It was quite an interesting road. We started way back, about 4 to 5 years ago. We created one game. It's called MRT Mobadong.
MRT Mobadong.
Yes, for our non-Filipino or non-Tagalog speaking viewers, it's called in English. It's your MRT Badong. It's about
What's
this.
Badong?
Badong is just some guy trying to ride the MRT
Trying to catch the train
Okay.
to work.
to work.
So that's the game mechanics.
That's the game mechanic. It's one of our very first attempts, and it was very an interesting process. If we didn't know what to do, we would just say, okay, let's put all the ideas that we wanted and try to make that game. And I guess 90% of our ideas never made it to the final product. Yeah. How about you, Christine? Since you've been already with us for about 2 months, I should say.
Yes. How long?
Not how long. We know what it's already 2 months, but what as a new person to the industry, what are your insights or something that you discovered or did not expect to do?
Well, as I mentioned in our very first episode when we were still GGWP, I did not expect to be exposed in the game development industry. Specifically working for an indie game development studio. And I was actually surprised at how difficult but rewarding the process of making a game is.
Okay.
Especially seeing you guys, seeing my colleagues, Vaughn and Abby, working hard to make a game.
Okay. So is it an interesting profession to be in?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, you're not just saying that.
No, I'm not just saying this because we're live. I'm actually saying this because it really is. And it's amazing when people play your game and you see them very happy. It's really fulfilling and rewarding.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so I'll start with you. Before we were making games, or you were part of the industry, how did you critique the games you played?
Well, not much. I mean, I'm a casual gamer. When I play something, oh, cool. I just enjoy the game and I don't really try to look at it in, the game design is nice. It's a unique mechanic or objective in the game. I just play casually.
Okay. So you didn't say, okay, the graphics are bad, so I'll stop playing, or the gameplay mechanic is flawed, so it's a bad game.
I guess if the game uses anime-ish style of art, I'm automatically attracted to it.
Okay, so you have a bias towards anime. The anime
Yes.
arts. Okay, so before I go to Jed, we have a viewer from Facebook. And Mr. Diego Perez says hi.
Hi, Jago.
Hi.
Thanks for tuning in.
And yeah, we got a like. Okay, so Jed, how do you critique games before?
Before.
Yes,
Before
we were making games.
All right. We started playing games. I started playing games very early. I think like maybe I was, I don't know, 5 years old.
5 years
I
old?
don't know.
What kind of game
I don't
were you playing
remember.
back then?
I don't
I'm
know.
curious.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Anyway,
Nostalgia.
yeah, we never really thought about how they were put together or what went into the process. It was like turning on the TV. Like whatever you saw there, either you liked it or not, either it was entertaining or not. Games were very much the same way up until I guess I was in high school. You had the good games and you had the great games and you had games that were just pangit. They were bad. Don't play that. It's pangit. It's bad.
You
Yeah.
need to use Tagalog word
Yeah,
to
pangit.
emphasize.
It's no good. It's no good. Don't play that game.
Okay.
And we started when we got into games. It was a time when they were the pixels were very big, so you really didn't expect games to look like anything else that you saw on TV or even in cartoons. And back then, graphics were a very big deal. Like when you say, you saw a game that rendered characters really in an attractive way or in a realistic way. It was very impressive. And today we take it for granted that we get games where the likenesses of Hollywood actors can be put in the game, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
you have voices. Even the voices blew our minds back then when we had games that the characters would talk and actual speech would come out of the speakers. Those things. So the media aspects of the games, I would say, were very big factors for me when it came to what impressed me, what I liked, what hooked me as a gamer. Like the first time they came out with full motion video in the game. Woo! Wow! It's like a movie. Wing Commander.
Yes.
Wing Commander. Bunch of adventure games.
Yeah.
Gabriel Knight.
Monkey
Tex
Island.
Murphy. Monkey Island went in a different direction.
Actually,
they did cartoony.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
But still, it looked like a cartoon,
Yeah.
legitimate cartoon
Yes.
with good voice acting.
With voice acting, yes.
Yeah. And
We're showing our age.
yeah, absolutely. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Yeah. And those were the things that I looked for. I couldn't speak for everyone, but those were the things that impressed me back then. Yeah.
Okay, those are good things to point out. For my case, I guess, like I'll try to make it a bit more recent, but before making games like 10 years ago, as an avid gamer, the first thing I would always see is, okay, the graphics, are they up to standard? Are they good or bad? If they're bad, I just say, okay, they're just bad because it's just bad. The game mechanics, I don't enjoy it. I say, okay, it's bad game mechanics. I find it boring, and that's it. Or the more controversial aspect, like, oh, they're charging more for DLC. Why didn't they just include it in the game? And but now I understand why, obviously. But that's how I saw the games before. It's like games are like the thing the purest thing that you cannot make money out of, something like that. If they're like ads or in-game like additional DLC that you have to buy or whatever, I write it off. If the mechanics are bad, day one I write it off. So I was a bit harsh. To be honest.
So that was back then.
I was back then, but now, being involved in the industry, of course, I get to understand the decisions that are being made now by game developers, especially the big guys trying to make money out of DLC. Obviously, I'm a bit more tolerable now. I understand that it's a business, of course, and you need to recoup your investments. And if the DLC is good, not that I promote the bad kind of DLC like horse armor from the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. But yeah, I mean, I think the industry now has learned to make proper DLC, things that enhance the game. Maybe add more content that's not really necessary to the story if it's a single player game. And yeah, those kinds of things. And of course, the graphics and the game mechanics. If they're bad, the beginning maybe they were just pressured to publish the game, and so you have to give it time to maybe get some patches out. Now that the internet's here, of course, obviously, 20-30 years ago you couldn't do that, but now
when you released the game back then that was broken, it was broken forever. Yes. So there was no way to fix that.
No way to patch it, but now you can patch it, and I'm a bit more. I would say a bit more tolerable now, a bit more open-minded, a bit more accepting. Yeah. How about Christine? How do you critique the games now? Now that you're part of the gaming industry.
Well, the first thing that I look in a game is the graphics or the art style. And if I see something minimalist, then I immediately think that this game should have something like unique in its game mechanics so that people would play it because it's something minimalist, it's something simple. And now, when contrary to being minimalist, something that has a lot of colors, something that pops out, something that catches your eye, I immediately think that maybe this game has something like a simple mechanic because it's something balanced. If you get my point.
Yeah. I think I have an idea.
And that's how I see it.
Okay, all right. And you, Jed, how do you critique games now?
Let's see. Compared to how I saw games before, I guess I pay more attention now to how they design the game. Not the way it looks, but the way it works. How the different components interact and how they balance it so that it comes out fun. So people have fun playing the game. For the graphics, okay, we're very lucky today that we're in a very tolerant era when it comes to.
What do you mean by tolerant?
Tolerant, I mean, we've seen the indies rise in the past few years,
Yes, we did.
a lot of indie games don't really have impressive graphics or production values, but the really good ones make up for that shortcoming in good gameplay or good ideas or very unique ideas or themes or messages even, right? And it's a nice thing today that people have gotten used to that people would not just write off a game just because it's a bunch of squares and circles.
Yes.
Not like when 3D first came into the industry, everything had to be 3D. And
even how bad, some are bad.
Exactly. Something like that, no? At least now we have a wide range of presentation styles to work with, and it puts more focus on the game itself, how the player interacts with the game, how the game presents itself to the player, and how the rules make it an enjoyable experience. And it's something that I think more about now because it's something that we all took for granted back in the day. That it's fun because I don't know why. Mario is hard, but it's fun to play. And now you start thinking about how did they do the physics of Mario? How you have to take start running before you jump, so you have enough momentum to make it across the gap, stuff like that. How did they think of those things?
You even wonder where did the concept of why plumbers? Are there plumbers?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Where did
I
that
always
concept
think
came
about
from?
that.
And the mushrooms.
I think it was drugs.
Yes.
But
Obviously.
yeah.
I think it was really creative of Nintendo.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jet. Yeah, I tend to be more. What would you say? More aware whenever I play now. It's easier for me to articulate now that okay. For example, I was playing Destiny on the PS4, and I really enjoy it now because the first-person shooting mechanics are really good. The gunplay is really good. The feedback loop that they give you is really good. From shooting the gun to punching the alien, those are all good things. I mean, now that I understand the process, obviously the animation, the effects that happen, the particles and everything, they all tie together. I know of course it's a AAA game, so they have the budget to produce such a game.
Right. Yeah.
So I further appreciate more that okay, this kind of game is really, really, really good because XYZ. XYZ comes together. So it's a good thing to be in. Oh, we have someone from Twitch chatting for Vanille Kex. Okay, hi. How are you?
Hi. How are you?
Yeah. How are you? Now that really being involved in the industry, from your answers, we're like super introspective now on playing games. It's not just about playing, but how they're being made, the game design, the aesthetics, the production, they all come together now. It's a good feeling, I would say. I mean, not to be elitist or anything. It's a good feeling to have. I mean, now that we're both inside and outside.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a different perspective. It's more to think about. We like games, so it's no trouble for us.
Yeah, I would say people tell me that you play too much games, you play a lot. And
Is there something like playing too much?
There is. Some people think. Yeah, I'd say, I'm in the industry. I need to play games. It's part of my work. It's like saying I always equate it to a chef that he doesn't try other foods. So how will he? Create other dishes,
the comparisons can go on and on.
Yes.
A film study student has to watch movies, and if you watch more movies than the average person does, well, that's what you do.
Yeah,
that's what you're studying.
Yeah.
And that's how you that's how you see how the sausage gets made.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or how the pasta is
Comes
made.
out.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe we should save that for another topic.
About pasta?
No, about not about pasta. About people, the stigma of playing too much video games. It's still there.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, deviating, but I mean compared to like 20, 30 years ago, the stigma now is not that as bad, but it's still there in some cultures, some countries. It's still not fully. It's sad. Okay, so.
By the way, we have an incoming comment. Actually, this was minutes ago. It's from Rai Contreras in our Facebook Live.
Okay.
He says, Yo,
it's Rai from Alibox. Played our game.
Hello. What's your game called?
Evergrow.
I think I saw that on IGDA.
Yes,
It's on Steam.
It's on Steam now, and they're a good bunch.
Oh, I think we're getting a. Here.
My name is German. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I have to scroll that down. But yeah. Cool.
So we got the like. If you are still with us here in our stream, don't forget to tweet us. And if you have any insights on how did making games, if you're also a game developer, how did making games made you appreciate playing games in general?
Yes.
Tweet us. It's at Popsicle Games. And also, you may comment on this Facebook Live. It's Popsicle Games, facebook.com/Popsicle Games. And if you want to check out our games, it's popsiclegames.com/games.
Yes, please do. So, now, nowadays, since, of course, again, I keep on saying that we're in the industry, obviously. What would you say that you love or hate about playing games now? Christine, maybe you can start.
Why?
Christine, I would
Why am I
like you to
always the first one?
Of course.
What's the question again?
You're the youngest.
What do I love or
Hate about playing games nowadays? And don't say you don't have the time.
Well, actually, one of the nowadays, one of the things that I hate is almost every game that I see on mobile, those that are popular, needs to be connected on the internet. That's one of the things that I hate when playing games. And maybe something like putting this game genre into mobile. I mean, some of those games just don't fit on mobile. I mean, that's just me.
Okay.
I feel that some games just don't fit on mobile. Let's say, for example, MOBA games on mobile.
Oh, why?
Does it work? I've never tried.
I need to try.
I've never tried it too, but
I need to try.
I don't know. The idea doesn't really click to me. It doesn't appeal to me that you can play MOBA games on mobile. I have my desktop or my computer for that. So why not just play on your computer?
I think people are still experimenting with the idea.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if any title has clicked.
So there's a couple, Vainglory, Mobile Legends, The Rising Star. I see it being very, very popular.
It's being played on jeepneys.
Really?
And yes,
Well,
just
there's your
a couple of
answer.
nights
You can
ago.
play it while you're on the jeep.
Yeah,
Don't you
but
think it's very empowering that you can use your phone to play any game that you want nowadays?
well, I don't know. That's just me. It doesn't appeal to me.
Okay.
Very MOBAs don't appeal to me in general.
Oh.
Same. It's a millennial.
Yeah, it's a millennial.
Aren't we all
Yeah,
millennials?
we're millennials. We're like early millennials.
No, I refuse to.
Millennials from the 80s.
I refuse.
And I guess one of the things that I love about playing games nowadays is really good art style. And I actually like games who have good stories and something that would make you go wow, or something that would make you think in the middle of playing the game. I don't know, it's something that appeals to me more than just playing the game every day and there's no story. There you go.
Okay, yeah, I think right now because that's a good point, Christine. Because right now mobile is like really known for quick and easy casual games, and some games like gated so you can have to play like longer
every day.
Energy system.
Yes.
But the mobile platform I think is really evolving. The fact that we're starting to have MOBAs, a once PC or desktop dominated genre now coming to the mobile says a lot. Clash Royale being an esport, a legitimate esport, really says a lot also. Yes.
It won the BAFTA esports awards.
Really? Since
thing.
when?
Yes. It won this year.
Yeah. So it's
I didn't know that.
It's starting to. I mean, it's the platform that we should not look down upon. There's a lot of experimentation, obviously VR, other genres coming in, and who knows? Maybe 5-10 years from now, it's the premier platform to play on.
Yeah. Who knows?
We have to keep an open mind. How about Jen?
What was the question?
What do you
do you love or hate? Okay,
Yes.
Yes.
What do I love?
You love everything.
Well, I love that the bar has been set so high today when it comes to quality in games. We've seen so many good ideas and so many good titles come in the past more than 10 years, like in the past 15 years or so. And all the great games that we see today have been influenced in some way by those earlier games that we enjoyed in the past. The people back then who were kids who played the game same as us, they've grown up and now they're making new games based on their experiences from earlier games, and we've come to this point where we have a good idea of what a good game is. It's not like the early days, like during the 1990s, I guess, and up to like year 2000, where people were still trying to figure it out, trying to figure out the genres, trying to figure out the gameplay, trying to figure out even what kind of business model works. And things have solidified more nowadays, and it's a great time to get into the hobby because there's so much. It's impossible to play everything that's good out there today. And I think that's a good problem. And my Steam account is like, I'm not gonna say how many games I have, but I think it's impossible for me to play through every single game that
in your lifetime.
In my lifetime. Yeah. And all good games. I mean, most of them, I guess, 90%. And that's great. And that ties into what I hate about playing games today. I don't have enough time to play everything. And I really don't like how a lot of games demand a lot of time from you. The time commitment is real. And if a game like is supposed to take you like, I don't know, 40, 50 hours to play, I probably won't finish it. I'll just play through like the early few hours and I'll forget about it because the new hotness has come out.
But how about Persona 5?
Well, that's an exception. That's an exception. I'm 25 hours in. I expect to play to 100 hours.
25 hours.
So there are special games that really...
Yeah, there are some games that
you will dedicate
capture my attention, but not many games are Persona. Persona in a league of its own.
Great answer. Well, we have another comment from Vanya Kex. He's from Germany, he says. And so, ideas for games. It should have a difficult and a soft side.
Did he say more? Or is that it?
Well, I think that was it.
That's it. Right?
But yeah, ideas for games.
Oh, there. Should have a difficult enough. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
I think it should scale.
There.
Yeah. To answer his question, I guess it has to scale well.
Yeah, I think it's the saying, easy to learn, hard to master.
Yeah.
Like chess. And I think the very best games are like that. That it doesn't take you hours and hours of learning to just get to know how to play it, but it could take you a lifetime to perfect it or to master the game, like Street Fighter.
I was waiting for that.
I thought you were gonna say Dark Souls.
Dark Souls. Well, Dark Souls is a bit more oppressive to get into because you start it in the first 5 minutes you die, and some people don't like that. Yeah. But some games are very welcoming at first. You learn the ropes. And then you hit the wall. And then it asks you, are you ready?
A good example, going back to the classics, a good example to easing you into the game is Super Mario Brothers.
Super Mario.
Nintendo, the NES. I don't know if that you showed me that video before. It's about how the game designers created the experience. I mean, like the beginning of the game.
The first
level. The first level teaches you how to jump.
I think we saw that.
And stomp on the enemies, and then So if you're trying to make a game, of course, obviously go back to the basics, go back to the fundamentals. Watch that video by
I forget. I'm sorry. I forget who did that.
Google it. you will find it. Okay, so we deviated a bit, and I guess I will have to answer that question. What do I love or hate about playing games nowadays? Huh. Okay, so I guess 30 years ago, going back again.
30 years
30
ago,
years
you were
30
born.
years
I was
ago?
um, 35 years ago. to be
30
exact.
years ago, you're walking already.
Yes, but 30 years ago, I wouldn't imagine that, outside from, just playing video games, I wouldn't have experienced other things. I just finished Uncharted 4. And it's the Uncharted series I really love because
Is that on PS4?
PS4, yeah. And it makes you feel that you're like in an action adventure movie with all the cinematic set pieces, the voice acting. It's a really, really different experience. I wouldn't say super immersive, but it's fun. It's exciting, and I like that video games now make you like super immersive. Like speaking of immersion, especially now with VR and all the other stuff.
And AR too.
And AR. Like I always say that I love playing Elite Dangerous because it gives me the dream of going into space. So I love the fact that games can make me experience that. Even now that I wouldn't, in my lifetime, I doubt that I would be able to go in space, but I'm still hoping. And apart from space, there's all I used to play a lot of Arma. So Arma is a military simulator.
Is it played on PC?
On the PC, yes, it's like super realistic. From you get shot once, you die. you have to go to literally you have to like.
Can I amend like what my answer is for what I hate about games?
What?
I don't like that game.
So it doesn't mean that you don't like it and everybody hates it.
Yeah, that's true.
Why do you hate Arma?
Because you get shot once, you die.
Isn't that the same for Dark Souls?
Oh, see?
Well, you have a better fighting chance in Dark Souls. That's a different topic. I would like to dive into that someday.
I'll note that down.
Yeah.
But Arma, I love the fact that you can be a soldier, get shot once,
and die.
Or if you get shot in the leg, you can wait for the medic
before you die.
You wait for the medic to come help you and patch you up, and the medic has like a whole procedure to follow.
Yeah, I remember that.
See?
Yeah, that was cool actually. Treating the wound.
Yes. You can also fly. You can also pilot different vehicles, from helicopters to jets to tanks and jeeps and whatnot.
Cool.
It's cool. So I love that we can be immersed to different kinds of things.
You can run over an IED and
and cry for help and die
instantly.
Exactly. So stop hating
that game.
It requires teamwork as well.
Yeah.
And communication. It teaches you a lot in life. You have to be careful. You have to work with your team.
Life lessons in games.
Yes. And there. And don't die.
Don't die.
Don't die.
Yeah.
So I've run out of questions to ask. But anything else that you guys want to talk about now that you're in the industry, and things that you've noticed that you haven't noticed before?
You brought up the business of games early in this episode.
Yes.
And it's one of the things that I have also come to realize is a big factor when you look at why people do what they do, like why companies do what they do, in terms of why so much DLC and why the season passes. Now these are for the big games. From the AAA games from the big companies. Yet we have to realize that those games cost a lot to make, and that it really didn't dawn on me like years earlier that the cost of game development has ballooned exponentially, especially for the big budget releases. And they really have to do stuff like this to, I guess, to even to break even, for it to be worth it to develop the game. And I guess it's a cause of concern for me in a way. Like, how long could they sustain this kind of model where they sell a game and then they get more of your money afterwards?
So are we afraid of another video game crash during the 19th?
Okay, I don't know enough to say.
For context, for our younger viewers and for Christine, the Great Video Game Crash during the 1980s.
The Great Video Game Crash sounds like an event.
83.
Yeah, and it was triggered by a game called E.T.
E.T.?
One of the worst cash-ins in history.
Like the movie?
The movie.
Yeah, the movie E.T.
They created a game, for a cash-in for E.T. since it was really popular.
Yes.
And that tilted the scale to crash the gaming industry, because there were I think a lot of crap games that were coming out. The systems, the consoles were like super expensive, like about $300 to $400 during the 1980s was super big.
Yeah.
And the consumers got fed up. The industry basically bellied up.
Yeah, they decided, this is a fad. We're not gonna put our money into this anymore. And
so E.T. was a bad game.
It was
really
bad. I think you played E.T.
I did.
I never got the
Is it
chance.
on PC?
No, on the Atari 2600.
It was on the Atari.
Do you know what the Atari 2600 looks like?
No.
It looks like a piece of furniture. That
it has
Really?
wood
it has wood paneling, has switches like a TV.
Yeah.
And then come Nintendo 1985.
Yeah, Nintendo saved the day.
Saved the day.
Oh.
They created the Nintendo Entertainment System, or the NES.
That I'm familiar with.
So that's history.
Mm.
Brief history. Before I could continue, Joel Co, our friend Joel.
Oh, hey. Hello.
Says MKK Actual checking in. It's
What does
a
that
my.
mean?
it's a private joke. Private joke. I do not want to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's a private joke.
Hey.
So Joel, thank you for bringing it.
Thank
up.
you, sir.
Thank you. What were we talking about?
Oh, yeah. DLC and games and expensive games.
So that's a valid concern actually.
I just wanted to bring that up.
Is it sustainable? Is it a practical way of making games? Yes and no, maybe. These AAA big boys are like, I think they look at it as like basically as an investment. You know?
Yeah, it is. It's just alarming when they say something like Tomb Raider failed to meet their targets because it didn't earn so many $1 million.
Yeah.
Wow, it's so huge. Like the targets are so huge because the development costs are huge.
It's a good. That's a good way of looking at it. But at the same time, we're seeing a lot of indies right now.
Yes, that's also true.
Trying to breaking the mold,
And
so to speak. And
we're seeing lots of different ways to monetize.
Exactly. So you can have. I think it's a nice thing that the industry can accommodate the two kinds of games, the AAA and the indies that are rising right now. It's just hard. It's super hard. I mean, now of course we know it how to break out and
it doesn't happen overnight.
It doesn't happen overnight. It sometimes just happens. But no, I mean, ultimately it's just about your product, your game being really good. And hopefully, everybody's striving for that, not just quick cashing and
Yes.
quick reskins or whatever. And Christine.
So now that you have an idea of, since our topic is how making games made me appreciate playing games, so I'd like to ask, as co-founders of Popsicle Games, do you plan to make games based on your answers a while ago? Like, good graphics, great game design, will it happen sooner or later?
I think those are the things we've always thought about.
Yeah.
I've never really considered how realistic they are. I mean, the most far out dreams I had when I was younger. Yeah, I guess we've always had that idea as an end goal.
Yes, that's true. That's maybe like it's always in the back of our minds, but I guess we're trying to get there. Hopefully, in the future, we cannot say when.
Yes.
It's always there. I mean, right now that we have to consider about the budget, production time, time investment that we have to put in, and then if it's gonna make money or not.
Right.
So it's hard decision, but hopefully we'll be able to get to a point in the business that okay, we have enough resources now. Let's make our dream game. Hopefully, it's gonna be super good and super successful.
Maybe that happens someday.
Someday.
Yes.
Can't say when, but it's gonna happen. Hopefully. Yeah. Any more interesting questions to ask?
I actually have one, but it's somehow related to our topic today.
Okay.
So, if your life would be made into a game, let's say the games that are out in the market today, what game would it be?
Not Arma.
That's the Arma.
Because you die for it.
If my life were to be made into a game,
Yes.
Wow.
Would it be Dark Souls?
Dark Souls.
Or Persona? The school life?
can I just say Persona?
Persona. Okay.
It's life.
It's life. It's you playing your life.
Yeah.
An endless grind,
An endless grind.
but enjoyable.
Enjoyable, yeah, it doesn't get old.
Such a good answer.
He answered it for us. Thank you.
I have to think about it.
Yeah, you have to think about it.
I want if my life.
While they're thinking about it, you can answer your question too. Tweet us or comment on our Facebook Live or on Twitch. We're also live there. So if your life would be made into a game, what would it be? What game would it be? Those games that are already out in the market, or even indie game, you can pitch it here on our first episode of Real Talk with Popsicle Games. Or maybe something like the mobile games that you already created?
So
Rooftop Survivor, something like
No,
that.
not Rooftop Survivor. I'm scared.
Oh, yeah, it's a scary game.
Not One Punch Heroes. Scratch doing that.
Scratch doing.
Hard question.
It's really a difficult question.
It is. Ikaw, how would you answer? How would you answer? I turned the tables.
Oh no. Yeah, it is a difficult question.
It's on the spot. But the next question to ask. For the game. Maybe Street Fighter?
Oh, wow.
I thought it won't be Street Fighter.
Because you don't die, you just get hurt.
Okay.
But in the process, you learn a lot.
You get better.
You get better.
Yeah,
Okay.
we get better.
Get better. You can also do all the flashy moves, special moves. See, but you don't die. You just get hurt. But you don't get injured as well. You can keep on fighting.
Okay. It's a
You
very
just get KO'd.
Just get killed.
interesting
The next round, you fight again.
edition of Street Fighter. You just keep fighting rounds.
So then it
Keep
still
fighting.
boils down to Street Fighter.
Yeah,
Yes.
Street Fighter.
How about you, Jed?
It's hard. It's
Still thinking
hard.
about it.
Yeah. I think the games that have interested me the most are the ones with good narratives and I've always had this dream of writing for a
Yes.
living, becoming a writer or writing on the side, doing something with writing, and those are the games, like the adventure games, the games with that are very plot driven. Those are the games that I find myself relating with in some way, whether it's like a mystery or even a horror game or something funny.
So like P5.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Persona.
Why not?
Persona.
Persona 5 is all of those in one.
In one.
It's a mystery. It's a horror game.
So everything
It's
is
also
in Persona.
funny. Yeah, Persona. That's my answer.
So I need to play Persona.
Yes.
Need
Oh,
to
Christy,
play
have you
Persona.
thought about the game that you want to be your life to be in?
Would you guys laugh if I say Harvest Moon?
Harvest Moon. I wish I had said that. I wish I had said that.
Actually,
Harvest Moon. Yeah.
You.
It's technically farm life.
Yeah.
Farm life. Find a partner. Get married.
Wake up every day and water your.
Feed the
Water
chickens.
Yeah, I like that
So wait. Why not just play Farming Simulator 2017?
because it has no
What?
charm.
What's that?
It's a game about farming. Listen.
It's
You
like
don't
Farmville?
get married,
No, you don't. Yeah,
and
you control the equipment.
I don't think you get to feed the chickens.
You get to feed them somewhat.
Yeah, by putting stuff in a silo.
Yes, that's how you feed them efficiently.
That's no fun.
It's a business. You have to be efficient and cost effective, diba? Then you harvest the crops with your harvester, your combine. Then you bring it to the
Farming Simulator is like the Arma of
Yeah,
farming.
exactly. Yes. It's the best. See, experience getting to be immersed in different kinds of
Farma,
situations.
huh?
See, Farming Simulator. Buy it now. It's out on Steam.
But I guess other than Harvest Moon, it's really difficult to decide. Maybe that TS game, Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton.
Phoenix
Have you guys
Wright.
played that? There's a story.
I
It's a
didn't
one-time
play
game.
that one, the crossover one. I haven't played that one.
Wherein you defend and you also solve puzzles. And there's a story that like connects the two.
Oh, you see, these are good answers. I wish I had said that.
See,
Yeah.
Phoenix Wright cross Professor Layton.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
it's
a good
also good.
answer.
It's a mystery with some drama in it and solving puzzles.
Cool. Yeah.
And maybe I can choose Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing.
So it's all about life simulators.
Life simulators.
Yes.
I don't like Animal Crossing though.
Why?
Because you're always in debt.
That's
What?
because that's
You're
life.
always in debt. Like once you
Oh, yeah.
pay off your debts, here's more
There's
debts.
another
for you.
one.
Yeah, that's life. Unfortunately,
That's
It's too dark.
the harsh
For me.
It's not
It's too
dark.
harshness of reality.
There is a darkness to it.
On
There's
Saturday
a
nights, you get to dance with
futility.
KK.
Oh yeah, KK Slider.
Yes. On Saturday nights, you get to party.
Like in real life,
Yeah, to forget.
No, not like
to
in you.
forget
you forget your
your
problems.
dark
Yes,
existence.
because pretty much Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Hmm.
Okay. So. It's Animal Crossing.
There is a darkness to it.
Darkness. Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah. Going back to of course, business sides of games. How is it now that everything can be purchased digitally, and now there's no true ownership for the
What do you
games?
mean
Not like
by true
before.
ownership?
Not like before. Like again, 30 years ago when you used to buy games, it was all physical.
Yeah.
But now it's I think digital is almost dominating the industry. Would that be a concern for the future?
By digital, do you mean on mobile?
On
Downloadable.
download. You can just download it
You don't
digitally.
need
Ah,
discs
yes.
or cartridges.
Even Nintendo introduced that feature
Yeah,
in
we
the
have
3DS.
downloadable games.
So now you don't truly own the game. It's like you're leasing it. Permanent.
It's a concern for me because I want to see games preserved. Because the trouble with this sort of thing now with digital distribution is that with DRM there is the possibility that if the distribution platform breaks down and the title is exclusive to that platform, it might be impossible to play that game the way it was meant to be played in the future. I think it's important for us to be able to store to store our games and to store like like in a museum.
Yeah.
Or like how they do it with films or TV shows.
Oh, you mean there should be something like a cartridge?
Yeah, not necessarily a cartridge, but some way to store the experience for people to come back to.
Yeah.
Something like in PlayStation 1, wherein you have that save slot?
Not really saving, but the whole game.
The whole game.
To store the whole game.
Ah.
Yeah. I guess it's a very abstract concept to consider now that we might lose access to our games. Yes, like an archive, exactly. And there are projects today that have been doing that, like I forgot the one that we
we saw. I was gonna bring that up. Yeah.
Thing.
There's an initiative like they're trying to preserve all the old games from the old consoles like Dreamcast, Sega Saturn, and whatnot.
Yeah.
And they try to get the data off from the disc and make sure that it's still playable. Because like in 20, 40 years from now, how would we play a Dreamcast game or a Super Nintendo game?
Yeah, exactly. Like I want to go back to what I said earlier about being a film student. That today, if you're studying movies, you can go back and watch like Nosferatu from the 1920s. Like silent movies,
Yes,
old
I saw
movies. That. You saw that?
Yes.
It scared me when I saw it when I was younger. And there's really no reliable analog for that with games today. And I think some groups are working on that, but we're not quite there yet. But I think that's my biggest concern with digital distribution. Yeah. Everything else about it is great.
Yeah.
It's
on the flip side,
Yes.
it's great. My wife does not complain on the boxes of games. I could potentially have. No need to fall in line. No need to worry if there's stock or not. You can just buy it on the whim. And of course, like what we were talking about, it gets updated.
Yeah, it gets updated.
It can get patched. So
it's very dangerous buying on the whim. Very dangerous.
So there are definitely pros and cons to digital distribution. But as being game developers, I think it's a real boon.
Definitely a pro to us.
Yeah. I think again 10, 15 years ago, I wouldn't have imagined that for one being game developers and second being able to distribute our games so easily.
Yes.
Yeah, basically cut out the middleman. No more publishers to deal with for packaging and distributors and you can sell direct to the consumers. That's a big deal for us and for indies like basically every indie.
Yes.
Today.
No problems on publishing, manufacturing, licensing, whatever. You only pay some licenses, but very minimal.
Yeah.
So it's like having a product, and that product is the game, and you don't really have to worry about distributing it physically.
Yes.
It's available on the internet, and
Yes.
it's just one click. You can download it.
Thank you, internet. Thank you, internet. I wonder how life or like how indies during the like mid-90s would have tried to get their games out there. I think Doom, the guys from id Software,
and when they were younger,
they gave out their discs to the
they just
flyers.
You had to spend to buy those discs, make copies of your game, and either I think you can sell them or advertise them to sell them through mail order or.
And it's not so difficult back then to advertise because you have to spread word of mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
It's purely
or some flyers.
Take out the page in a magazine.
Newspapers. Yes.
Yeah, it's very hard. It was different.
Different
Different back
times.
then.
Playing on discs. Installing it. Setting up your sound card.
Yes.
Could you relate to that? No.
No.
Yeah. Kids night now.
I
Easy.
can barely remember, but it was a nightmare.
Yes. and getting online with the dial-up modem.
Yeah, the dial-up modem.
Okay, maybe we should wrap up the show. It's already almost lunchtime for us here in the Philippines. So, any closing comments as being a game developer and now consuming games? Any last words?
Last words and
Arma.
last words.
Arma, play Arma.
I just want to say it's the best time today to play games and to make games if you're interested in making games.
Alright, that's a good day. And Christine? Last or final words? Closing comments?
Well, just keep on playing games, and like Jed and James here, you'll never know what the future holds for you. Like, they did not even expect to be game developers, and now their gaming experience back then has made them appreciate. I mean, they're making games now. It's made them appreciate how difficult or easy it is to make a game from scratch, build everything from scratch and concept and everything. So yeah. How about you?
Follow your dreams.
Follow your dreams.
Whatever it may be.
Very inspirational.
So cheesy. No, but yeah, if you like to make games, be a chef, be a musician, or whatever, we have the tools right now for learning, for getting your stuff out there. It's super easy now. So just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it.
Like the brand.
Yes, just do it.
Yeah, we're not endorsing it. unless they pay us to endorse. Yeah, that's a different topic. So yeah, I guess that's it for our show. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
What about you guys? If you have any interesting stories or insights to share with us, don't forget to tweet us. That's at Popsicle Games. Or maybe you can comment on our stream right now, even if we're ending it. And also on Twitch, that's twitch.tv/Popsicle Games.
Yes.
And also, are we open for internships?
Yes. If you're
Still
from the
open.
Philippines and you need an internship, please send us your resume at hello@popsiclegames.com.
Okay, so that's it. And don't forget to subscribe to our Twitch channel if you are watching on Twitch.
Yes. Please follow.
Follow us,
And
subscribe.
when is our next stream? We haven't decided yet.
Yes, we haven't decided yet. But rest assured that there will be a distinction between GGWP and Real Talk with Popsicle Games, wherein we just sit down and talk about gaming in general.
Yes. So that's it. Thank you. Thank you for watching.
Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye-bye. She missed. Could you please mute the mic?